I'm Becky Johnson, a Sky News Midlands correspondent based here in Birmingham. Allegations of exploitation in Leicester's clothing factories aren't new. In fact, it's been an open secret in this city for years. Made for people who want clarity in an uncertain world.
We're getting more and more stabbings, and essentially I think it's more and more younger children.
Here in the diverse industrial heart of England, we hear from people who have real stories to tell.
Parents are going to complain like this.
These protests are being organised primarily by people who aren't parents at the school.
We have to be prepared that patients will die from this illness.
The River Severn is still rising, and people here in Ironbridge have been told it could go up by another metre. We aim to be the best and most trusted place for news.
Well, stocks in the Asia-Pacific region saw mixed trading overnight, with Tokyo, Hong Kong and Sydney all falling. But Shanghai put on more than 1%. That followed news that China's factories expanded this month after 3 months of contraction. Well, stocks in Europe have been on the back foot this morning. All of the main indices in negative territory right now. As you can see, all of them down by 2% or more, apart from the IBEX in Madrid. Talking points in Europe this morning include the Riksbank, Sweden's central bank, which has raised interest rates from 1/4% to 3/4%. That is its biggest interest rate rise in more than 2 decades. Well, here in London, the FTSE 100 is also in negative territory right now, currently off by just over 1 3/4% in a broad-based sell-off. The two biggest fallers are actually Burberry and B&M. That is only, though, because both have gone ex-dividend today. In other words, the shares are trading for the first time without rights to the latest payout. Well, as things stand, the FTSE looks like finishing the first half of the year down by around 10.7% or so. It's also in line for its first quarterly decline since the third quarter of 2020. Well, outside the FTSE, Royal Mail shares there are down by just over 3%. That is after yesterday's vote by its managers for strike action. On the foreign exchange markets, well, the euro's been slipping this morning against the US dollar. As you can see there, the euro currently down by 1/10% against the US dollar. That follows what were perceived in the market as hawkish comments yesterday from the Federal Reserve Chair, Jay Powell. He indicated that he would be fighting inflation more of a priority than growth in the US economy right now. And accordingly, that has meant some analysts have started to look again at the renewed possibility of higher interest rate rises in the US than expected. So that's why the dollar is up against the euro this morning. As you can see, sterling more or less unchanged against the greenback. Sterling, meanwhile, up 1/4% against the euro. Well, after yesterday's price gyrations, the oil price has traded in a very narrow range this morning. Not much going on there at all, to be honest, which will probably come as relief after the volatility of recent sessions. A barrel of Brent crude right now will set you back $116.15 a barrel. That is down just 1/10% lower. Well, join him. Well, I think we're going to have a bit of difficulty getting through to our markets guest. We'll come back to him if we may, because he's always got plenty to say. In the meantime, we're going to have a short break. Still to come here on Ian King Live, I'm going to be talking to the Chief Executive of Thames Water. The company's shareholders have today approved a £1.5 billion worth cash injection to help speed up its turnaround plans. You don't want to miss that interview. Do stay tuned.
I can't line dry my daughter's outfit.
Where is the sun?
My laundry's piling up. This room smells like an armpit.
You think you got grief? Well, I'm running out of briefs.
And the weatherman says no sun.
No sun at all.
Who needs the sun when you have Lenore Outdoorable? To give your laundry that line-dried freshness, whatever the weather. Lenore Outdoorable. Fresh as if dried outside.
£11.5 billion between the beginning of April 2020 and the end of March 2025, up from the £9.6 billion that was previously agreed with the water regulator Ofwat. Well, it comes months after Britain's biggest water utility was told to return £53.2 million to customers for missing performance targets. It's also been hit by a string of fines for a series of illegal sewage discharges. Well, joining me now is Thames Water's Chief Executive, Sarah Bentley. Sarah, very good morning to you. Is this an acknowledgement that Thames has been under-investing in the business in the past?
Hi, Ian, and thank you for inviting me on the show. I am delighted to announce this additional £2 billion worth of investment into our business. We all know that our customers deserve better and our performance needs to improve. So this funding will allow us to improve customer service, reduce leakage and improve the quality of our rivers right the way across the region. So we know that we've got a turnaround to do and our shareholders are fully supportive of that turnaround plan.
I mean, obviously, this illegal sewage discharges thing is a real hot potato for the industry right now. How much of this new investment will be directed at that in particular?
I've been really clear since I joined Thames just over 20 months ago that any discharge of sewage into rivers is unacceptable, whether it's permitted or not. And we are investing hundreds of millions of pounds into improving our treatment works and stopping the rain getting into our network so these spills and discharges don't need to occur. One of the sites we're investing in is Mogden in London, which I know has been in the news a lot. We're investing over £100 million to increase capacity there, but right the way throughout our region, in places like Witney and Oxfordshire, to make sure that we reduce the amount of sewage that gets into our precious rivers.
Now, obviously, Ofwat are investigating half a dozen companies, of which you are one on this issue right now. Is it your expectation that you are going to be hit with more fines?
Well, clearly the investigation that Ofwat and the EA are conducting into the sector is an important one to understand what's going on in terms of river health, and we are cooperating with them fully. My focus and the focus of the new executive team, supported by our shareholders, is to ensure that we're making the necessary investments to reduce the sewage that gets into rivers. And this new plan that we've announced today with the additional £2 billion will accelerate the delivery of our turnaround.
There's been criticism of Thames's recent previous shareholders for hocking the business up with too much debt. Is this equity investment an acknowledgement, if you like, that the debt position needs addressing?
Well, our current shareholders have been incredibly supportive of the business, allowing more investment than we've had through the regulatory settlement. Our shareholders haven't had a dividend in 5 years, and this fresh equity shows that they are fully committed to the turnaround of Thames Water. I think we all want to see the performance improve. Our customers deserve better, and our shareholders are fully supportive of making sure we deliver those improvements.
Is this equity injection in any way contingent on a promise of dividends being resumed in the near future?
Well, we haven't made any decisions about dividend in the future. Our focus, the focus of the new executive team and the focus of shareholders is to improve performance. So right at the moment, our shareholders are putting money into the business, and that's the priority, that the money goes to improve service, to improve river quality and reduce leakage.
You've obviously got a pretty eclectic bunch of shareholders, the university's superannuation scheme, a couple of rich sovereign wealth funds from China and Abu Dhabi. Is everyone taking up their rights to invest right now, or is this going to result in a recalibration of the shareholder register?
Our shareholders have been, as I said, Ian, hugely supportive of the improvement in the business. And I'm delighted that not only the plan is approved, it's supported by new equity, but our shareholders have unanimously supported this plan to deliver the turnaround of Thames.
It's pretty unusual for a regulated water company to actually invest more than the regulator has agreed for them to do. I mean, have you heard back from Ofwat this morning? What have they said to you?
We've been working with Ofwat, the Environment Agency and all of the stakeholders in the plan. Since I joined in September 2020, I've been out and about listening to our stakeholders, regulators, politicians, all people who've got a vested interest. And what is clear to me is that we are all aligned around one thing. Everyone wants to see Thames succeed, and everyone wants to see the performance of the business succeed. So wherever you are in the Thames region, we know that customers deserve better, and we are working tirelessly to improve performance. And I know that we're all aligned around that goal.
If there was one particular performance goal that you would want to hit before any others, what would it be?
Well, we're announcing our results next week, so I will save our green shoots for that announcement, Ian. But we, as I said, that there are really important metrics. Customers who are going through a cost of living crisis at the moment want to know that they've got good service, and we're supporting customers with their bills. So customers will always be my first priority. We've got to reduce leakage, and we're on track to continue our leakage reduction. We've promised 20% over the course of this regulatory period. And river health, as you rightly pointed out earlier, is on everybody's mind. So stopping sewage getting into rivers when we get these huge downpours of water through rainfall is really, really important.
All right, Sarah Bentley, good to talk to you this morning. Thanks very much indeed for joining me.
Thanks so much.
Well, we can go back now to our markets guest from this morning. Just before the break, we're going to speak to Salman Ahmed. He's here now. He's, of course, Fidelity International's Global Head of Macro and Strategic Asset Allocation. Salman, very good morning to you. We're at the end of the first half. It's hard to remember a half which has really seen such widespread declines across a whole range of assets.
Certainly. Good morning, Ian. And this has been a significantly, abnormal period in terms of performances, both of fixed income markets and equity markets. Of course, the high inflation environment has a lot has been a major driver of these underperformances we are seeing. And then right now, the clouds are still darkening, as you will, as we look into the second half of the year.
What are the assets that you're looking to for potential outperformance in the second half? I mean, commodities is just about the only thing that's done well in the first half. Will it be more of the same for the rest of the year?
We are expecting the macro environment to start shifting towards more focus on the growth slowdown. So our trackers are picking up that there is a significant amount of damage to growth, which is already in the pipeline. Confidence, especially in the consumer sector, has come down quite sharply. So we're expecting that duration or fixed income pure government bonds start to outperform, which hasn't been the case in the first 6 months, as inflation was the dominant theme. But we are expecting that this growth damage will start to change the outlook for different asset classes, and we are expecting now government bonds to start doing better than they have in the last 6 months.
From conversations I've been having with some of your peers this week, though, most people seem to be expecting another...
All ladies, you are invited to our premier 13th Annual Women's Conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date, Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue, Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobalorg. Music Minister, CLC Healing Voices. Simeon. Queenie, Ada Ahi.
Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God.
Conference speakers, Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there. Make sure you use the promo code SR, S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour our show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and intact? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination intact. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Tune in to On Point here on Starr Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. Of darkness.
So what did that
myself and the world will adjust. And 2019,
forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Broadcasting live online.
Body, it's your man. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Starr Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for home. For here, we they call them London.
The best radio show.
Just have fun and stay blessed.
Broadcasting worldwide, online, 24/7.
In your car,
at work,
at home,
on your
this is
smartphone.
Starr Radio UK. Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you are listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show. Okay, let me say massive good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. And those of you on other planets as well. We love you to bits, you know that. Welcome to Starr Radio UK. Welcome to Earth. I'll take it again. Today is the 30th day of June, the last day of June, of course, 2022. Time now 10:45 from the Hearts of London. Well, we're trying to do some upgrade works here this morning. But don't you worry at all. So it's going to be a special program today. Where instead of ending the program at 1 o'clock, we'll be ending it at 12:30. So wherever you are, don't you go away. Stay glued to your sets and don't touch the dial. But do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. But once again, welcome to the show. I remain yours sincerely, the one and only.
This is the morning show with Archie.
But I'm saying morning to my colleague, Mr. Olayomi. He'll be joining me this morning in the next 15-16 minutes. Where it's going to bring you updates from Nigeria and a snippet of what they had, or a catch up of what they had on the menu yesterday on Niger Voices. And let me say thumbs up to every one of you who joined on that program yesterday evening. It was another smasher of a program. White Lion, thumbs up to you. Alright then, let me say morning to Mr. Frank Davis working behind the scenes and Mr. Francis Guy, my able producer, holding my hands this morning to make sure everything takes along nicely here. But do me a massive favor once again, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. We're going to be cracking on. As you know, I'm going to bring you the quote of the day, the weather forecast will follow suit, then the travel update as well. We move on straight from there to have a look at some of the stories making the rounds across the globe, known as Global Trotting. Then after that,
We go straight to Mr. Olayomi to bring you updates from Nigeria. We then continue to look at some of the stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. At 12 o'clock, the lines are open for you to add your voice to the discussions. And at 12:30, we'll bring the curtains down for today so that the upgrade works can continue. For Starr Radio UK, we vouch to bring you the best in everything. It is Starr Radio UK. Okay, so let's crack on. The quote for the day says, systems of leadership, governance, and management have their own roles, but people develop and operate them. So we have the systems in place by these human beings who have the human interface there. Well, what are they doing? What are you doing? Wherever role that you are playing, what are you doing there? Playing in the background, something from Nana Manuel say it could happen. Now I'm more optimistic than being pessimistic, you know. So maybe somewhere, somehow, keep on keeping on. What about that? All right, then moving on straight to the weather front. Let's see what is happening on the weather forecast for you today. So it says that, well, through the afternoon, warm spells of sunshine are likely for most, but a few showers cannot be ruled out as well. And tonight, any showers will die off, and it will be largely dry and clear night. Now, towards end of the night, the odd shower may develop in places once again. Now, when it comes to the temperature is going to be 20 degrees, and the lowest is going to be 11 degrees. Pollen level is going to be very high, UV level moderate, and pollution low. Sunset 21, and sunrise for tomorrow morning 04:47 hours. It go happen. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. Okay, I'm going to take you straight to the travels as well. Don't you worry. Okay, let me, for the sake of those who are enjoying that tune, let me have the music, that tune in the background. Well, in your travels, it will happen for you, Abby. Okay, so on the underground this morning, Bakerloo line has got severe delays due to signal failure. London buses, London Overground, and Thameslink are accepting tickets from there. And as you know, until minor delays on the London tram link due to shortage of trams. Well, they are on industrial action there. Then aside all the others, good service there. London Overground, good service. DLR, good service there as well. I'm moving on straight to the major roads in London. A1, A4, A40, A41, North Circular A406, South Circular A205 have all got closures. So please check before you embark on your journey via those routes. And when it comes to the riverbank this morning, once again, apart from the Woolwich Ferry that's got special service, all the others have got good service. Alright then, now let's move on straight to the final segment of the travel update, that is the National Rail. On the National Rail this morning, Cross Country has got minor delays. Great Western and Southwestern Railway has also got minor delays. But then Southern has got severe delays, so please check before you leave. All the others, good service. So on that note, once again, well, it is happening for you. Let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your comments for today, but you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the roads.
This is Starr Radio. In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone, broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
Okay, welcome back to the program Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 8 minutes past the top of the hour. Whoa! It's time for Global Trotting. And when it comes to Nigeria, what we're going to be looking at, Atiku can't be president. It's South 10. Fire says there. There's a former Ekiti State Governor, Ayodele Fire says Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, cannot be Nigeria's president in 2023. So he is ducking his hat in for what do you call him? What's it? No, it's not Sibanjo. What's the name? Okay, I'm gonna get it. Don't you worry. The APC candidate. Now, despite corruption charges, Buhari says he didn't want ex-CJ and Tanko to resign. Why not? And the Tuka Mamu, a negotiator and media consultant to controversial Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmad Gumi, has disclosed that Muhammad Al-Amin, one of the remaining 50 abducted Abuja Kaduna train passengers, some more information is going to be coming from there, so you want to know what is happening. So coming away from Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. So looking at some of the stories making the rounds. As I said, we're going to be looking at those stories from Nigeria once we have Mr. Olayomi Koiki coming our way exactly in the next about 6 minutes. All right then. Now, so let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds in other parts of the world. Well, when it comes to Ghana, so what is happening there? Let me bring those your way. Now, we can't find arrested demonstrators. Arise Ghana lawyers say, well, where are they then? People went on demonstration. Now they were picked up by the police. Now their lawyers say we can't find them. Where are they? Where are they? Okay, scrap e-levy. It's killing Ghanaians. Arise Ghana to government. Well, it's already not, getting them what they want. Now we know that the government wants to embark on another move where it's going to get the Momo, where the agents to also pay some taxes or something of the sort there. We'll try to bring you more on that front. It is all coming your way from Star Radio UK. A lot more going to be coming from there as well. Now, Libya, 20 people found dead in desert near border with Chad. Yesterday, I did share some of these videos that had gone viral at in Morocco. That was filmed from Morocco, where we have black Africans who are trying to cross, and the way they were being maltreated, kicked, tied their hands behind their backs like animals on the floor. Now, today we have information coming through that 20 people have been found dead in the desert near the border with Chad. What were they doing? Trying to cross over from there? Or were there gun wounds? What killed them? Is it dehydration or what? So we're going to be looking at all those in the next few moments. But wherever you are, don't even think of touching the dial. It is Star Radio UK. Zimbabwe's key interest rate raises to record 200% in the face of inflation. Now, you're talking about inflation somewhere. Look at Zimbabwe. 200%. Jesus Christ. Well, what's the point of going to borrow? I don't think you can make any profit there. But that is what our leaders do to us. They will tell you that, well, somebody will say Zimbabwe's case is quite different because of the sanctions that they faced all this while they had Mugabe in power. Now that it's gone, they've not had all those resolved or taken off or lifted those sanctions. So some of them might be biting still, and that might be the cause of it. Well, now, former SNP MP jailed for embezzling 25,000, Natalie McGarry, is sentenced to 2 years in prison for taking cash from two pro-independence groups. Well, this is the developed world. Well. It is Star Radio UK. And Putin still wants to take most of Ukraine. That's what the US is saying. According to US intelligence assessment, Russia's invasion is likely to grind on for some time. But how far will they go? It's another question. We have withdrawn troops from Snake Island. Troops stationed on the small island taken at the start of the war have withdrawn, Russia Defense Ministry has said. Okay, well, there are some stories making the rounds there. It is Star Radio UK. Inquiry begins into Captain Tom Foundation charity. A watchdog concerns about management and family independence from trademarks. We'll be looking all into those stories. This is a lot more making the rounds. Paris attacker giving France most severest sentence. Salah Absalam and 19 others convicted over the 2015 attacks which killed 130 people across Paris. Alright then, so this is a lot more we're going to be looking at today. Yes, so don't you go away. There will be a time for you to post your comments. I'll read them, whatever it is. And then those of you who are on YouTube, post your comments there as well. I promise to read them out as well. But for now, let's go back. Let's enjoy some music whilst we wait for Mr. Olayomi Koiki to join us in a couple of minutes time. And this says that he remains the same with Tim Hoda by CC Beidou and the Crafted Nation.
Never changing God, never same. This is a God of hands. You never change. You're still the same. Yes, yesterday, today, and ever.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Yes, surely and amen.
You are listening to Starr Radio Morning Show.
On such radar.
And let me say good morning to Terry Omo Alade. He says Eto.
Oh my.
Terry, what does that mean then? So I'm learning Yoruba gradually, you know. Yes, because when the Yoruba nation is formed, I want to be part of it. If only you accept me though.
You never change. Yes, Lord. You're still the same. Yes, yesterday, today, and yesterday, today, and ever. You're not a man. You're not a man that you should lie. That you should lie. Yes, surely an amen. Surely an amen. Forever and ever. One more time. You never change. You never change. You're still the same. You're still the same. Yes, yesterday, today, and forever. Yes, yesterday, today, and ever. You're not a man. You're not a man that you should lie. That you should lie. Surely an amen. That's your word, yes, God. Surely an amen. Forever and ever. Come on, what's in all God? Oh, such a rider. Sing yes to Christ. All his name speaking over your life.
This is Starr Radio UK.
It simply means he's the same. He remains the same. He never changes. That is God we're talking about. And it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. On this wonderful Thursday morning edition of the morning show, we should be having Miss Olayomi joining us pretty soon. But share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. Those of you who are watching us live on the YouTube channel also, subscribe to our page, our channel, and every time we are on, you wouldn't miss a thing there. So it's very, very important to me. So please do that for me. But once again, thank you very much for joining in. Don't touch the dial. Now this afternoon exactly at 5 o'clock, my apologies, 6 o'clock, we'll be bringing you a repeat broadcast of BB Means Business by BB Clement. And then we'll continue at 7 o'clock. The KB Botsman coming your way with another edition of the Property Hour Show. Or you want to get your foot on the property ladder here in the UK, and then you want to acquire a property back in Africa and all the others, then you have to make sure that you listen to that program, because it was more light on that industry wherever you might be. It doesn't matter whether you are in the UK or Kazakhstan or where, Timbuktu. But it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna be going to Miss Olayomi. So, and we want to say a massive good morning. Whoa. Okay, Yomi, I don't know what I did, but I don't seem to see you. I don't know what I've done. So I think I click on something and then I can't see you any longer. So can you let me see you, please? Listeners, just bear with us. That's technology for you there. But it's all Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 5 minutes past 11. You know what you can do? Post your comments on our Facebook page. And as I said earlier on, I'll make sure I read them all out. So now let's go to Mr. Olayomi Koiki, who has joined in this morning. And let me say, Yomi, good morning to you.
Well, it is a very beautiful morning to you back in the studio, Mr. Archie. Good morning to you, Frank. Good morning to all our presenters and all the technical team that are working behind the scene. Today is the 30th of June 2022, 6 minutes past the hour, and it is good to be back again this morning on Starr Radio UK, the morning show.
How are you doing, sir?
Well, it's been as usual, very good. I'm happy, which is the most important thing in the midst of a lot of chaotic thing that is happening around the globe this morning. I'm doing very well, and like I said, as long as you're alive, you always say so. We can only do our best, in this world that we are living, depending on what part of the continent that you are, because a lot of people are facing different circumstances. But we are grateful to be back on the morning show this morning.
Yes, we are grateful to be back, as Yomi has said, so it is. So wherever you are, welcome to the show once again. Don't touch the dial. Do me a massive favor, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones, and invite them to like our pages as well. But let me go to Yomi now. Yesterday, for the sake of, I tell people, those who miss out on those programs, I tell you that, guys, you are missing out big time. Yesterday we had the privilege of having Bishop Adeshina. Adeyemo Adeshina on the program, and then he was talking about the security, whether you have to protect yourself and all that stuff. And I was listening to it quietly. I'm like, wow. What do people have to do now? Because you look at the abductions and everything that seems to be going on, and people would say it is about time that people do something. But for the sake of those who were not on yesterday, we want Yomi to quickly touch on what they spoke on or discussed yesterday. Over to you, Yomi.
Well, thank you so much. You're quite right. Yesterday was so powerful in the sense that a lot of things that I didn't even know even with the fraudulent military decree 1999 constitution, that you can still defend yourself. I didn't know that from the religious perspective, you can also defend yourself. I do know about the universal one from the United Nations chapter, that you have the right to defend yourself. Should you have a crisis of whether an attack, then you must have to defend yourself. So it was so yesterday was again another powerful presentation on what we call Niger Voices, that comes up every Wednesday from 6 p.m. till about 8:30 p.m., where we reviews and focus on issues affecting Nigeria and also affecting the indigenous people of Nigeria, because Nigeria, as we know, was a creation in 1914 by the British government. But what we do know is there's a lot of issues that is currently on the table, in different circumstances. So yesterday, Bishop Adesina was able to analyze that. For those that were watching, and at some point it went extremely dark from his location in Nigeria. This is what we call the power surge in Nigeria, and that is why so many Nigerians for the last 60 years or 62 years have been wondering how come we could not turn on the power for 24 hours. So we literally had to manage the last 1.5 hours with him, because it was completely pitch dark. But it was well educated, it was well informative, and I believe that a lot of people that missed that program can go back on the Starr Radio UK social media, Twitter, and also YouTube, Facebook, and on our apps, which is the best way to listen to us. And you can be able to listen back and then take note, so that you do not become a victim of the Fulani terrorists. I will be discussing a little bit further on the visit of the UK parliamentary group to Nigeria some few weeks ago. We missed that, but I was able to read and watch that video yesterday. They visited Benue State. It's a 16-minute clip. We won't play everything. I've listened to it. I will summarize it, but we will use part of that during this program. What is the reason for the UK parliamentary group visiting Nigeria at this particular time is something to look into.
Well, listeners, interesting. I think it will be good that we just touch on that. We'll go straight to that bit before we come to some of the other stories, because we live here and we know that before these people, when I say these people, I'm talking about the United Kingdom or officials of this particular country will move to Africa or visit African country or anything of the sort. They have a permanent interest, and that is why they've gone to that place. So why did they go there? As you said, you tried to play a bit of the video or audio, which it will be the audio bit. But why did they visit Nigeria?
Well, let's hear the reason for that. Again, the UK parliamentary group visit Nigeria on what we can call fact-finding mission.
Brothers in the Lord, we might be different people, but we're the same under the Lord, and that's really important to remember that as well. And we are very pleased and very proud of our relationship between the United Kingdom and Nigeria, and how much we value that, Your Excellency, and we really do, and that's why we're here as a delegation as well, so we can promote those good things that bring us together, the cultural things that bring us together, the historical things that bring us together, the economic things that bring us together, the religious views that bring us together. But we as an APPG are here to learn more and to help you.
So now, the Benue State governor was able to give a background. I'm going to summarize what he said, and then we're going to move forward and listen to the other part of what was conversation by this UK parliamentary group. The Benue State governor says, and I quote, that in the government already the military is been compromised by the Boko Haram. In the same government, there's Boko Haram. In this government, those that are terrorizing Nigerians are the Fulani, and they are fighting for one cause only, to take the land, that belongs to the indigenous people. He was asked if there's what could be the strategy, to resolve these issues. Let's hear what he has to say.
Those things are on my table. A lot of our people. So, whatever you can do, whatever you can say, prevail on the federal government to respect its constitution.
He's talking about the constitution now.
And anarchy and lawlessness. Because if all of us decide to take weapons and begin to kill in the name of religion, in the name of we don't want this ethnic group to be here, and then there will be problems. We have tried as to maintain peace and to respect the laws of the land. I have resisted the temptation of forming a militia to arm them with the same kind of weapons that these people come to kill. Those things are on my table. A lot of our people have advised me that, look, let us also be lawless. But I said two wrongs cannot make a right. But I think we're getting to that level. Because our people say that the goat doesn't bite. But when you push it to the wall, it will use its teeth to scratch on you. So that is the point. So I think what you can do for us, you find a way of presenting and pushing the federal government to respect the laws of the land and respect everybody, give people equal opportunities, not siding people that are terrorizing us.
So Belder International works in 4 IDP camps in Benue. We're trying to take a holistic...
The person speaking now is Rachel Minor, the CEO of Belka International. Let's hear what she has to say, then I'm going to come back straight to you in the studio.
Approach to rebuild the economy, to work with children and families, to implement literacy programs. We run a football program, and we're addressing mental health issues that many families are facing after being displaced and experiencing trauma. As you've mentioned, this is a very complex issue, and Nigeria has been divided in many ways. So our goal is to unite people, to cooperate with
I want you to take note of that word. Nigeria has been divided, so much. But their goal is to unite Nigeria.
And to cooperate with civil society. And instead of dividing Nigeria again and again and again, let's bring people together over a cause of peace.
Okay, instead of dividing Nigeria again and again, we can bring people together in peaceful way.
And let's acknowledge that there are more good people in this country that have the power and the means to bring change than there are people who are trying to divide and bring evil.
I think that
the person speaking now will be the last speaker.
Not just in the UK, but I think across Africa and certainly here in Nigeria, there is ample evidence that the situation is getting worse.
Okay, ample evidence, and this is the speaker speaking right now is Brendan O'Hara, the Scottish National Party spokesman.
The situation that is facing religious minorities, religious communities across Nigeria is reaching a crisis point. And so we're here today as part of a UK parliamentary delegation to try and understand where that situation is right now, to try and speak to as many religious leaders, civic society leaders, and IDPs who've been to IDP camps and spoken to people about their own personal experience. And it's a bleak picture. It's a deeply, deeply worrying picture. And I think when we go back to the UK, the message that we will take back is that the situation in Nigeria is not getting any better. Indeed, it's getting worse.
So I'm going to leave that and then come back. So you've been able to pick up all the points from this visit. I mean, we missed that until I was able to pick on that yesterday. But the visit was around June 3rd, and you could see it is a real fact-finding mission.
Interesting. It's quite an interesting visit of a fact-finding mission that they've taken, and they think that dividing the country is not, or dividing the people is not the way forward. They think that we can peacefully. But the governor who was speaking, what was his name?
That's the governor of Benue State, Governor Otom. He's been a very, very big critic of this particular government. He even said that in 2016 he warned on Nigerians of these kind of atrocity. When you look at Benue State, geographical, in the location where it is, we always hear that Benue State is meant to be the food basket of Nigeria. When you look at those big yams, I know most of the yams are coming right through Ghana into UK, but most time these yams are also coming in from Nigeria straight to Ghana, and the exportation reason is why people take it to Ghana before bringing it here because of the the bureaucracy. Remember, we spoke to Captain John some few years back, when we had an interview with him in his office. So there's a lot of bureaucracy when it comes to export of farm produce into UK. So what the Benue State governor says is there is this hidden agenda by the Fulanis to take over the land.
Now it's interesting. He did say something. It says, well, when a goat is pushed, I mean, the goat is one of the peaceful animals. They don't have teeth to bite. But he says it gets to a point that when the goat is pushed into the corner, it will use its teeth to scratch you. That means in defense of itself. Now, so does it? I mean, come in line or line together with what Bishop Adesina said yesterday? Because it looks like it's quite unique, because what Bishop Adesina was saying is that we cannot sit back and allow terrorists. We were able to play a video clip where in Texas a gunman came into the church, opened fire, and right inside the church somebody else opened the fire back to the gunman. And if I take you back to one of the headlines that I've got in front of me, Negotiator says one of the adopted train passenger have now been shot dead. I'm talking about the train incident that occurred in March 28, which is almost a month, or almost going to 2 months now. 50 out of those on that passenger train are still being held by the terrorists somewhere in Nigeria, not even outside Nigeria. But what we can say is Tuka Mamu, a negotiator and a media consultant to the controversial Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmed Gumi, has disclosed that Mohammed Alimi was one of the remaining 50 adopted Abuja Kaduna train passenger, has now been shot dead by the terrorists. Again, maybe if we had enough people to defend themselves when they came on that train, maybe it could have been a different story. But a lot of people believe that the government has the big responsibility to protect lives and property, but Benue State governor is now saying that they will have no other option. Is already on his table to arm some of their citizens to fight back to defend the land. But that is a problem there. I agree that he should get them armed or fight these people back. But once they do that, are we not going to be seeing like serious conflict going on? Because you know that he stands against the federal government, and that the federal government is failed the people of Nigeria, not seeing to the security thing for them. But if you say that, like we're talking about Ametakon, where you were talking about the fact that they are not armed. Okay, so how do they even protect themselves, or how do they even protect the part of the geographical location of Nigeria where they are at the moment? How would that be done?
Well, what the government have done is that the government have been able to take the weapons back from the citizens. I mean, we still have those that have license weapon, but most times even those that we know, like the Amotekun, there's not kind of an approval yet from the federal government to allow them to carry. We're not talking about these farmers' weapon. We're talking about sophisticated weapon, to be able to attack back, and well trained, for this kind of weapon, because they could be very powerful and they could create a lot of damage. But what we are saying is, from evidence based, most people that get kidnapped, they come back and say most time the people that are that have kidnapped them have what they call, most Nigerians call it English. That means the weapon in their hand is English. When I listened to that 16-minute yesterday, which we analyzed up to 3 o'clock in the morning before I slept yesterday, even after the late night Niger Voices, Governor Alton made it known that it's not just about AK-47 that they have other more sophisticated weapon, to create a lot of damage. We're talking about RPGs already in their hands. They also have, AK-49, and they have some bombs that they have. Remember that they've attacked most barracks, and they've been able to cutter away, most of these armories that have been in the government, institution. Remember, even the Nigerian Academic Force was also attacked. So what they've done is they've been able to attack, pick up some of the armories, and most time the money that they've been able to collect from the ransom have been used to reinforce again.
Well, listeners, may Nigeria never happen to you. Okay, now let me say good morning to Anthony Adedeji. Anthony, I hope you are doing very, very well, and I hope that the US is cool this morning, right? Okay then, it's updates from Nigeria with Mr. Olayomi Koiki, and let's quickly go to Atiku. Atiku can't be president. Now we know that the story has been that, or the whole thing has been that the presidency was in the north, it came to the south, it's gone back to was in the south, went to the north, it came to the south, and now they think that it has to come back to the south again. But Atiku is from the north. If he gets a good running mate from the south, let's say somebody from the Biafran area, let's call it the east, the southeast, maybe that will appease people and they will vote. And by the time we open our blink, we'll see Atiku as the next president. Preferably better than what is the name of this the APC presidential aspirant? Tinubu. He might be better than Tinubu, right?
Well, let's first, find out where, since these are public figures, people tend to want to know where they are at a particular point. And I'll be able to tell you where Atiku is, currently as we speak right now. Atiku is in Dubai. You might be asking, what is he doing in Dubai? He lives most of his life in Dubai, as we know. And is currently on a medical, or maybe on holiday, or maybe taking the time to reflect how he's going to strategize. So let me see if we can the engineer can give us a back picture of Atiku this morning, having a great time, like I said, in Dubai, where he is currently at. So that is right there behind you. The incoming presidential candidate for PDP, Atiku Abubakar, having a very great time. But the question you ask is got to do with and we're going to allow the engineer to leave that for now while we talk about him. It's coming from one of the former governor as well of Ekiti State, Fayose. Fayose is not a member of the APC. He is a member of the PDP. But what he's now saying is Atiku can't be president. It is the South turn. So what he's actually saying is it is the Yoruba turn, or maybe those in the South. But the Igbo are saying that if it's the South turn, when you look at the way the rotational government has been put in place, it should be coming to the Southeast, not the Southwest. So there's also an argument there. Mr. Fayose stressed that the Constitution guiding the PDP provides for rotational presidency. The former Ekiti State governor, Ayodele Fayose, has said Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, cannot be Nigerian president in 2023, as it is the turn of the southern region. So you can already see this tone of whether the Southwest, the Southeast, or the North should become the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He will not be able to make that decision. That decision will be from Nigerians, and again, that decision is also from the indigenous people that have looked at the whole structure and say we are better off to stay on our own, because it seems already Southeast is for Peter Obi, North is for Atiku, the Southwest is for Tinubu. So already there will be division of vote as we go into 2023. That's again if 2023 we hold from the intelligence that we have already.
Interesting. That would be quite interesting. We have the Northern State, Atiku there, and then we have Tinubu in the Southwest, and then we have Peter Obi. Then we have divided the country, right? That would be quite interesting. But I'm looking at the goodwill that the current president Buhari had before coming in, and the fact that he promised that he was going to get rid of the what do you call them, Boko Haram, and all those people, was going to crack down on them. And so that was a promise and the goodwill that he wrought on when he came into power. Now he's lost that. So the party, the APC itself, is now seen as a party that promised and failed, whether it's Tinubu who is going to lead it or something. So maybe the PDP who were in power, Jonathan leading it, and then he was trying to do something about it until Buhari tried to push him out, telling foreign help that no, don't come in, just leave us so that we can then and which brought him into power. Do you think that it's going to now, looking at what this gentleman has said pertaining to Atiku, maybe the goodwill is now with the PDP, and therefore people will want to say, let's go to Atiku and let's see what you can do for us. Now, I mean, forgetting the fact that whether it's from the north or from the south. What do you think?
Well, you're quite right, but before that, a breaking news is just coming from Nigeria, just as we speak right now. Terrorists have killed 6 soldiers, 7 cops have kidnapped some Chinese nationals. That is just breaking as we speak right now. Somewhere around Niger in Minna. As we speak right now. So let me come back, to the question you asked. I mean, yes, the argument is, the PDP were there for 16 years until, people were stressed and tired of the PDP for not fulfilling the promise, while they were in power. So they thought, let's give a change, and APC came in 2015, and it took 6 months before, Buhari could set up his government, and right there was a signal from a lot of people that, will there be a government, for the next 4 years? There was a government, but there was a stretch of economy. People were struggling, financially, and we were paying more back in debt than putting back into the economy. But because people also expected that, Buhari, as a former military dictator, in the 80s, will come in and use his experience, to wipe off, these terrorists that we've just talked about as we speak right now. But unfortunately, that did not happen, and that also means, people expectation was there will be change of power back in as we were going into the 2019 election. But they changed it from change to the next level, and the next level is where we are at the moment. So somebody like Tinubu at the moment will have to be able to sell to Nigerians, apart from saying, oh, it is the Yoruba that is the Southwest. It would have to sell to Nigerians why people should go back again to vote for a failure like like this APC government. Failure in economy, failure in the security, failure in the welfare of Nigerians, and failure in the stigmatization of Nigerians outside the country. When you go and look at the video that we discussed in Morocco, we have a lot of Nigerians that are there. Yeah. You would expect that the kind of relationship that Nigeria have with Morocco, which was the kind of a fertilizer deal and so many other deals, even if people have migrated out of the country, they should be respected according to the human right. So this pressure will be on the APC as they are going to sell their candidate, apart from the fact that it looks already that almost all these candidates are looking for their one certificate or the other, just as Buhari was looking for his own certificate, when he was coming in. So again, like we said, we will continue to monitor that, while also the indigenous people, both from the Biafra and the Yorubas, are saying we've had enough of this unity that was enforced on us, by the British government. The time is now up for what they can call reclaim back our own nation.
11:30 the time, Starr Radio UK, the morning show, updates from Nigeria with Mr. Olayomi Koike. Now, before we run up that conversation there, now just forgetting about the cessation that is going on at the moment. So then the south and the southeast and the southwest, forgetting about them, looking at the three presidential candidates. Let's put it that way: Atiku, Tinubu, and Peter Obi. Now, who do you think is in proposition or is favorable to win this? Forget about whatever divisions that is there. Who do you think has got the position?
It is. I've been following the trend. When you look at the current situation, there is more favorability to Peter Obi, and the reason is that more Nigerians are probably becoming more tired of these two political parties. But the question is, would an election that will hold favor Peter Obi without being rigged? Remember that any party that is in power has the opportunity to rig the election one way or the other, and we do have evidence of that when we traveled to Nigeria in 2019, because the APC did not allow people to vote in the southwest, especially in Lagos, where people from the PDP were forced. It was a big fight that I witnessed. Then again, should more Nigerians vote Peter Obi, would that now be the bloodshed that we are thinking might occur? Because remember that even Buhari says during one of his failing to become the president, that if he lost, baboons will cry, and all sort of things would happen. But Jonathan decided that for baboons not to cry, I will probably just let it go. Jonathan could have switch and swing that election, but the crisis that we are facing right now, evidence says it was prepared should Jonathan not let the power go.
Wow, quite interesting. Well, let us see your comments if you have any, and we will be reading that. But let me check whether we've got any comments from there as well. Okay, Adesina Adeyemo. Oh, okay, Bishop. Welcome, and thank you very much. Prince Abimbola Osude said, good morning to you, White Lion, and Mr. Archie, Yoruba Nation now. I told you have to make me citizen though. Don't forget about me once you go to your kingdom. All right then. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let's go to Yomi for some of the other stories making the rounds. Over to you, Yomi.
Well, let's say a very good morning to one of our, media guru and a, hardworking, also has some very big, we've met so many times in Nigeria. I'm talking about Angela. Thank you for watching all the way from the state. Let's go straight to some of the headlines. Rivers, gunmen ambush, kill cops, police launch man on. That's coming from the headline. The news that I thought it was happening today, I've looked at it a little bit further. It actually happened yesterday. I'm talking about the terrorists have attacked a mining site in Niger State, reportedly killed a security agent, civilians, have kidnapped 3 Chinese nationals. The attack was to have occurred Wednesday afternoon in Ajata Aboki Gumana ward of Shiroro local government area of Niger State. These are hot point area when it comes to terrorist activities. The co-convener concerned Shiroro youth of Niger State, Sani Koki, confirmed the incident this today. Like I always say, there's a delay when it comes to news out of Nigeria, and it's for so many reasons. There's probably no internet access, so the message has to travel back to the urban area, and then it becomes a news within the local area before it filters back to the internet. I mean, if this has occurred in a civilized society, it will have been all flash news yesterday. He said the terrorists attacked the mining site, opened fire on the workers and security operatives. He also stated terrorists kidnapped yet to be identified number of people, including 2 Chinese expatriates. So that is about that. Let's go straight to more other headline coming out of Nigeria at exactly 11:35 this morning. Running mate Wike Okowa camps clash as Autumn Fayose threatens Atiku. Well, I'm not sure whether Atiku is concerned at the moment, because like we showed you earlier, which the engineer will just show us one more time, Atiku is having a very beautiful time strategizing and preparing right there in Dubai, where this picture have just circulated on the social media. Let's take a look at some of the more other headlines. Kaduna wins NNPC quiz competition in the Northwest, and likewise gunmen attack Enugu police checkpoint and 2 people are found dead. Redeem schools respond to my son's death, wicked incentive. Eze, mother of the drowned nursery school. What a very sad story. Let's take a look into that. How has life been treating you, a mother, after your son's awful death? This is a question that was put. Life has changed dramatically. It has made me realize that 5 years I spent with my son were the happiest years of our lives. It does not feel real, but it is real nothing the less. I have been struggling, but I just feel I need to stay alive because I still exist. In my head, there are far too many unanswered questions. Chidera was my first son. What a very sad news there. So we pray for the family and comfort them as well. A lot of people died in Nigeria for the negligence again of rules and regulation, and health reasons as well. So let me take this one. Again, billions and billions and billions. When you hear this money, the question is it the goat, the yam, or the animals that are swallowing, golfing this money? Over $10 billion stolen by NNPC and others in what we know as the fuel subsidy scam. Ogun Express worry that the consumption rate of petrol was 40 to 45 million liters per day. But the House of Representatives has alleged that more than $10 billion worth of the nation's crude oil has been stolen by fraudulent fuel subsidies claims by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, known as the NNPC, and other industry stakeholders. The Parliament has therefore constituted an ad hoc committee to investigate the petroleum product subsidy regime between 2017, which is this same government, and up to 2021 by the NNPC. This followed the adoption of a motion by Segios Ogun, the PDP Edo, on the floor of the House in Abuja yesterday. What a staggering amount of money that could have turned life around for millions of Nigerians. Let me come back again to you first in the studio, and then when we come back, we go on the social media, what is trending, because it seems one of the most favorable actor and a singer seems to be calling off their marriage. We will give you more details about that.
Well, listeners, Mr. Olayomi Koike bringing you updates from Nigeria. I'm Archie, and we are looking at some of the other stories making the rounds there. Now, when you did touch on the this inquiry about this 10 billion that is said to have vanished into thin air, wherever it went, or how it's been nicked, call it, through fuel subsidies that they are talking about. Has there been any inquiry of a sort before, and what has been the result of that inquiry? So a body has been set up. If they've done some in the past, what was the outcome? Was anybody in prison? Was anybody, sectioned? What happened to them?
Well, NNPC inquiries, has always been something that has been on the table, for a very long time. When it comes to, the corruption in that particular, sector. Inquiries, corruption, investigation. Let me take you back to September last year. Investigation, NNPC in procurement fraud, 2 highest bidder in the slop oil sales are same people. That's one of the headline last year. Let's go back to October last year. NNPC right Primog refutes report of procurement fraud. Nigeria to probe NNPC corruption allegation, in the upstream oil. So that particular sector has been one of the most, important sector in Nigeria that could have made life easy for Nigerians. But in the other way around, it has become, one of the most poorest transparency, and the corruption continue to go on and on. Let me take you back to this headline, 2019, 14th of May. Corruption will recover $1.6 billion from companies, the NNPC. Nigerian fuel subsidy scheme hit by corruption. This was in 2012, even before this government. So it has been one inquiry to one inquiry, but it doesn't look like, and this was when Jonathan was in power. I'm talking about in 2012. Nigerian fuel subsidy scheme hit by corruption. Under practice drained $6.8 billion from the country coffer over 3 years, says again the same parliamentary. And the corruption in Nigeria state run fuel subsidy scheme has drained $6.8 billion from the country's coffer over a 3-year period. A parliamentary report said on Thursday. A 200-page inquiry, which is what you just talked about, under and practice fuel a 6-fold increase in spending on the oil handout between 2009 and 2011 when the PDP were in power. Fuel subsidy, part of a decade-old program meant to keep fuel price low for millions of ordinary Nigerians, jumped from 2 to 587 trillion naira to 384 billion in that period. So again, there will just be inquiries and nothing is going to happen.
Well, inquiries to what end? But interestingly, the president, before you come to the social media, the president has said that, well, despite the corruption allegations being labeled against the former CGN, he still wanted him to be there. He didn't want him resigning at all. So we're looking at corruption that has gone on here. It looks like, well, let it go on. It's my own people. Let's just get it done. And they are going on. What is all that about?
Well, like I always say, there is corruption, not just, now the corruption has been there, since 1960 when, the whole country was put together because, it was put together on a fraudulent, amalgamation. So there's always been the tendency that all this is going to happen. But yes, it seems, Buhari that has hold on to the the NNPC as the the minister in charge, and then you wonder how all these corruptions or these allegations continue under his table. But as a lot of us believe, he's not fit, to be, able to know what is going on, because the wife told us that the cabal has actually taken control of his wife, of the husband government. So it seems, we have a government, especially the president, probably maybe spend more time sleeping than going to find out what is actually happening in the country today.
Well, is the president sleeping, or is he going about his duties and some cabals holding him? Well. It is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. 11:43 at the time. We'll go back to Yomi for what is happening on the social media platform. Over to you, sir.
Well, I woke up this morning to find out, why Akindele Funke, as is known, is trending at about 11,000 tweets. A very popular actress, for those that know who she is. But she also married to a very popular singer that was based here in UK, before moving back to Nigeria. So the breaking is JJC announced separation from Funke Akindele after 6 years of their marriage. The rapper Abdulrasheed Bello, popularly known as JJC Skills, has announced the separation from his wife and actress Funke Akindele. JJC, it looks like we now have a new means of where people can just dissolve or unite or whatever you might think of, because even one of the wife of the our king went on the Instagram and dissolved the marriage, and it was a kind of a bit of a conversation when we saw that on Instagram. It looks like that is where JJC is making this announcement this morning. JJC announced via his official Instagram handle Thursday morning, stating that his marriage with Akindele had issues for the last 2 years. He stated that he had to move out of their home 3 months ago after Akindele insisted he did, and had not been able to have a sit down with her since the Africa Magic Viewers Choice Award of May 14. He wrote, "Dear friends and family, I need to let you know that Funke and I have now separated. While it lasted, we share a lot of things together and created 2 beautiful children, and we hope the children will be taken care of." So it looks like Instagram has become a very powerful tool should you want to dissolve your marriage, or maybe you want to marry. I'm not sure why there's another one trending. Shola is trending. There's quite a lot of reason why it could be trending, but let me just go straight to other news that is trending when it comes to Nigeria. Let's take a look at what Simon Ekpa says. Okonjo Iweala's sons Uzodinma suggest Nigeria dissolutions month to 2023 election. He didn't only suggest, but he understands that dissolution is the only solution, and that was the headline some few days ago. Okonjo Iweala's son Uzodinma suggests Nigeria dissolution month to 2023 election. So let's take a look at more other headline that is coming from this particular one. Those that are in support of Peter Obi, somebody like Neferati as first ladyship. Peter Obi is a nationalist and a unifier. Is the real deal. You hardly see Obi address Nigerians in Igbo. He always talk about unity and moving Nigerian from consumption to production. Obi will develop the north, the south equally and defeat poverty for good. Well, how he's going to do that, I'm sure a lot of Nigerians will be looking into that. So let's look at what other things are trending when it comes from the other views of the self-determination. Just as we spoke earlier, Ilana Omo Odua worldwide, no individual can fix Nigeria's problem. Break up the only solution, Okonjo Iweala's son. So that is coming on their Twitter handle. Also, may you be scattered and never recover. Atiku should go and visit Wike to heal the divisions in PDP, Samuel Otom. Benue State Governor advising the hierarchy of the PDP to seek ways to reconcile with Rivers Governor Nelson Wike to heal the wounds inflicted by the recent. But according to Ilana Modua, may you be scattered and never recover is the headline. And the last one from them, Nigeria has enveloped everyone. Life expectancy of 39 years old living in Nigeria today will reduce the lifespan for a minimum of 10 years. And as we know here in UK, even if you're 90, we are trying to make sure you do not go as quickly as they might want to go in Nigeria.
And I would say that may Nigeria never happen to you. So your life expectancy, you can go on and on and on until you say, God, I'm tired, take me home. What about that? It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. I know that we've spent a lot of time on the updates, but thank you very much to each and every one of you who have joined us and listening to us on the various platforms. Let me go straight to the YouTube. A couple of comments there. Michael Ade. Michael says, hello Archie and Koiki. I greet you guys. We greet you, Michael. I hope you are doing very, very good. I mean, Nigeria never happened to you. Yes? Okay, good. Yes, Yomi, before you go.
Well, let's take a couple of them from here before we go. Good morning, Aziz in California. Olatunja Officer says, probing the NNPC in Nigeria, nothing will come out of it. And also, James Ojara says, good morning. Mrs. Ebon. Enilolobo says, social media is now advertising place to dissolve and resolve marriages. So we hope we can be able to dissolve Nigeria on the social media as it is already ongoing from the Yoruba self-determination.
That would be interesting, you know. We just wake up one morning and I tell you that there is no more Nigeria now, there is Yoruba nation. I bet people will go. Okay, Yomi, have a lovely day and then we'll catch up tomorrow.
Keep it with Archie and the rest of the team. But for me, I'll be back again same time tomorrow. Have a very good morning, good afternoon from wherever you're watching. And maybe you wake up one day and the news of the dissolution of Nigeria will be all over the world. But Star Radio UK will be here to continue to give you all the news and the headline. Once again, thank you so much and bye for now.
Bye. Well, listeners, it's been a pleasure coming your way. Yes, we got about another 30 minutes. Oh, no, we got about 40 minutes because I told you that the program is ending today a bit earlier than usual for technical updates to take place. So, if you want us to read your comments, feel free to post them there, and I promise you I'm gonna read that out as much as you want. Whatever comment that you put, I mean, it should be listening friendly, okay, media friendly, okay, in a way. You got it. All right then. But now let me quickly. There's a song that I've selected. It's been a favorite of a couple of people who will join us on this platform. They've commented about it and they really like that song, and I'm going to bring that your way. So enjoy it, and when that song ends, I will come back to you. And it's the song of peace for Nigeria. Why don't we want peace? We want peace. I want peace for Nigeria. I want even if Ododowa nation or the Yoruba nation is going to be formed, I want it to be that people have not destroyed the houses or the infrastructure there, that we can build upon that. You get it? So Nigeria needs peace, you need peace, and I need peace as well. Enjoy this song and I will be with you. Stay tuned. Don't you go away.
Woke up to an eerie morning, no children playing, no sounds of greetings, one neighbor to another. Oh, it's quiet and gloomy, peace don't live here no more. No more.
Can't believe how much we've hurt each other, can't believe the damage we've done.
Brothers hurting brothers, neighbor harming neighbor.
Children grieving for their parents, hacked down before their time.
I can't go out, I don't know who to trust. Fever's just the other of the day.
Is this the way we want to live?
With peace we don't have to grieve. When peace reigns, fear goes out the door. With peace we can work out our differences. an end to all the hate. With peace we don't have to grieve. When peace reigns, fear goes out the door. With peace we can work out our differences. Put an end to all the hate.
Oh, I know you were hurt. The blow you've been down, so yeah.
Cuts deep like a knife, but we mustn't pay back in kind.
Leave no room in your heart for vengeance and hatred, no, no. An eye for an eye, so leaves everyone blind.
Hey, we have our differences, we cannot change things, making war.
Without peace, all dreams unhold. Well, yeah.
Without peace, there's no room to build. So much work to be done
To make Nigeria the country of our dreams.
With peace, with peace, when peace reigns, fear goes out the door. With peace, we can work out our differences. Put an end to all the hate. With peace, we don't have to grieve. When peace reigns, fear goes out the door. Put an end to all the hate. Wake up, everybody. It's time to build a new day. Enough's enough. Let's put the past behind us. It's only when there's peace that we can build a new Nigeria. Enough's enough. Let's give peace a chance. Give it a chance.
Okay, so Starr Radio UK, a song of peace for Nigeria, which I pray for all African nations as well, that wherever we are, we find ourselves, whatever geographical area we find ourselves, yeah, we live peaceably with all men, as the Bible says, so that you can go about your duties, your whatever you want to do there as well, so that at the end of the day, we are all one people, aren't we? But the way some people are marginalizing others, trying to siphon all resources, being selfish in their own ways, and all stuff like that. And I say, gosh, maybe if I'm given the opportunity to become God just for one day, I will purge the whole earth. How will I do that? Maybe use kerosene to wash the brains, or bleach to bleach the brains of people, and that will do it. But whatever it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 3 minutes to the top of the hour. The time, as I announced earlier on, today the program finishes at 12:30 instead of 1 o'clock. So if you want to add your voice to the discussions, feel free to do so. You can put your comments wherever it might be. We just take a quick commercial break. We come back and we will be looking at tick tack, some of the stories making the rounds in Ghana and other parts of the world as well. So don't you go away. Starr, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London.
All ladies, you are invited to our premier 13th annual Women's Conference, Lady to Lady Global Conference 2022. Theme, Joy. Date Saturday, 30th July. Doors open at 11 a.m. Venue Fairview's Concert Halls, the Phoenix Theater, Croydon, CR91DG3, United Kingdom. Register on www.ladytoladyglobal.org. Music Minister CLC Healing Voices. Simeon. Queenie, Ada Ahe.
Congratulations, I have seen the glory of God.
Conference speakers Reverend Betty King, Pastor Marjorie, Pastor Sandra.
I did come to Lady, and from that day onwards, my life has never been the same.
See you there.
Welcome to Gabby Dave Global. We are a UK-based online e-commerce store, the first of its kind with license to trade in African products. Some of the products are clothing brands and all beauty accessories, hair and beauty brands, natural aphrodisiacs, processed and dried unprocessed food. Our mission at Gabby Dave is to connect African and Caribbean businesses to customers globally. At Gabby Dave, we ensure our sellers get the best deal for their products. We are not just here to help you reach a wider audience. We are also a distribution center to support business growth by fulfilling orders to your customers from our warehouse, making sure customers receive their products on time. We are inviting all Black-owned businesses to trade on our platform because we strongly believe Africans have a unique brand the customer would appreciate globally. So get in touch today and let us make your product and business go far. Here are some of the benefits of using Gabby Dave Global. User-friendly platform, track your shipment, online support, transparent process, multiple SKUs, multiple products, a platform that encourages manufacturers as well as traders. Our marketing and PR interventions amplifies yours. Organized products and categories for easy access and navigation. Access to global community, especially within UK and Europe.
Every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property
Hi
industry.
guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. Whole of darkness. So what did that? Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019,
forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodova, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Pram Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The time now is 3 minutes past the top of the hour. And let me just announce the lines open so that if you want to join in the conversation, you feel free to do so wherever you might find yourself. Yes. As I've said, the program will be brought to a close exactly at 12:30 for technical updates to take place here today. That's why we had a bit of a late start of the program, but it will be completed this afternoon so that we can bring you the best in everything. Yes, as I had announced again, this evening exactly at 7 o'clock, we'll be bringing you the Property Hour with KB Bossman and Vicky Newton. But it will be preceded by a repeat broadcast of the BB Means Business show that took place here last Tuesday with BB Clement. So make a date with them on those platforms. But this afternoon, it's going to be lots of music. More music, less talk. No interruption. No, nothing like me talking there. So you just enjoy the music in peace. All right then. Yes, name it. I call it mixed grill from jazz to what? Name it. It will all be there. Reggae, blues, greens. Yeah. All right then. So Starr Radio. Okay. Now the lines are open. If you want to join in the conversation, is 0208-133-2257 or 58 0208-133-2257 or 58. If you happen to be in the US, Canada, or the Caribbean area, it is 001-718-303-2737 001-718-303-2737. You can also text or WhatsApp us 075-3966-1744 075-3966-1744. Our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK and email address is info@starradiouk.com. Alright then. So now let's go straight to Ghana. Have a look at a couple of stories making the rounds there as well. Yes. Okay. Some of the stories that have made the rounds. I criticized Mahama and slept soundly. Professor Enin is saying. Now, Professor Enin is one of the academics or astound members of society, let me put it that way, that when they speak pertaining to, he speaks on security issues, I feel content. I feel, okay, this man is spoken sense. But the Faculty of Academic Affairs and Research Director at the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center has praised former President Mahama for being tolerant of divergent views during his tenure. Does that mean that the current president is not tolerant enough? Now, according to Professor Kwesi Enin, he could vociferously criticize the former president and still sleep soundly after such critiques. Speaking this morning, speaking at the John Evans Atta Mills Memorial Lecture for Central and Western Regions, he indicated that general security was about being tolerant of different forms and ideas of diversity of opinions, and the former president was an embodiment of such descriptions. Now, he stated, and here I want to celebrate and salute former President John Mahama. I criticized him. He knows it. I never spared him, but I slept soundly. I criticized the former president so much so that every time he came to the Kofi Annan Peacekeeping Training Center, he said, "Let me see if Kwesi is there, so that I can reorganize. I can recognize him, so he doesn't criticize me." So thank you very, very much. So you see that. Now, Professor Enin emphasized that a lot needs to be done for the state to achieve proper security. He argued that the statutory security institution in the country must be responsive to the public and be transparent. He asserted that the nation's security forces have fallen short of protecting its citizens, adding that they now instill greater fear among them. He cited the Ejura, Nkoranza, and most recent national protests as examples. Now, true security for the farmer to wake up. Okay, let me take it again. True security is for the farmer to wake up at 4 a.m. and go to the farm without fear. Now, proper security is about our mothers living at about 2:30 a.m. traveling 300 kilometers to go and shop, knowing they will get to the market and return home. Now, true security is about ensuring that you can walk up to a police officer and say, "I am lost," and he will not say, "How much would you want to pay?" He quizzed. The Director of Academic Affairs of the KAIPTC said, "Proper security is about ensuring that people are not stopped and harassed on the highways and money is demanded from them. Even then, there is no basis for such intimidation." He reiterated that proper security is when one has a complaint, and when the complaint is done, the complainant feels that something has been done about it. Now, speaking of the late president's virtues, he hinted that he had learned from Professor Mills concerned the complex relationship between the law and providing dialogic, consensual, and engaging and discourse-friendly security. He was convinced that the challenge of security guidelines is about restoring the fundamental values of those security institutions and ensuring their sustenance through autonomous watchdog institutions. As democracy is distinct from autocracy, now governance should be society-centered, including the private sector and, more critically, civil society. These are necessary to maintain societal, economic, and human development. He said that governance, which is the exercise of political, economic, and administrative authority, must manage diversity and be tolerant of diversity, criticism, and alternative viewpoints. Professor Enin continued by arguing that transparent participatory governance is essential for the public to engage with, now question and hold elected officials accountable. Now, Professor Mills stood out in all this. The collaboration between the government and security agencies, the private sector, and civil society is therefore important to ensure and fight for, he continued. In a society like the one we have in Ghana, governance should be centered on the needs of the people, ensuring that civil societies encourage participation from various groups in all aspects of our activities. Professor Enin urged the G.A. Mills Memorial Heritage Board to begin compiling every piece of information about Professor Mills. He explained that to make these writings accessible, a presidential connection must be established. Now, it is essential and crucial that these writings serve as the foundation for the knowledge creation and dissemination, as doing so will be the best way to protect his legacy from encroachment. Secondly, the fight to appropriate Professor Mills' legacy has already started, and their persistent deliberate efforts as misrepresenting and misinterpreting his words, he said. The former education minister under the late President Mills, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman highlighted the resources the late president put into education. The 2020 running mate of the NDC added that the move underscored his faith in the youth as the country's future. Now, it goes further to say Professor Atta Mills supported the University of Cape Coast, enabling consultants to visit Cape Coast. Now, Professor Jane emphasized the passion of Professor Atta Mills for the profitable, tangible project with intangible results for the country's good, especially the youth. She continued by saying that Professor Atta Mills had contributed significantly to realizing the University of Cape Coast's long-held goal of opening a medical school. I wonder where the School of Medical Science at UCC would have been without you, she said. The doctors who graduated from the medical school are now attending to the nation's health needs, she also added there. It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Bringing the time now to 13 minutes past 12. Now, let's move on to one other story and then we leave Ghana because there are other present stories that we will be looking at. Now, the Arise Ghana demonstration took place yesterday. Continuation, the 2-day demonstration by pressure group Arise Ghana is set to begin by midday today. My apologies. That was a late reportage there. But the police are saying comply with police directive. Arise Ghana leaders have been warned, and they are saying that is it because of that they were beaten, that people were arrested, and the lawyers of those who were arrested are saying that we can't find the people who were arrested by the police. So where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Gone are the days where you have people apprehended and they will say, well, where are they? They're taking them to the Gonja barracks to beat the daylight out of them. But we are in a time of democracy where I believe that things should work differently from what we see. The rule of law. But when it comes to the rule of law, it comes to Africa, we don't see nothing of the sort. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. The citizens have to be protected. The nation has to be protected as well. People have to be abiding by the rules of the game. If both sides are not doing it, then what is the way forward? It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, just a couple of days ago, I posted this story, and another one has risen its ugly head. Now, 20 people were found dead in the Libyan desert following a vehicle breakdown near the border with Chad and were presumed to have died of thirst, rescuers said on Wednesday. A team recovered 20 bodies found in the desert after the vehicle broke down. Now, rescue services in the southeastern region of Kufra said in a statement the vehicle had come from neighboring Chad and reached some 120 kilometers, that's 75 miles into Libyan territory before breaking down. The statement added they all died of thirst. It said the service published a video on Facebook showing decomposing bodies in the desert sand near a pickup truck. The sparsely populated region regularly sees summer temperatures above 40 degrees Celsius, that's 104 Fahrenheit. Now, Libya was plunged into lawlessness following the 2011 uprising that toppled and killed dictator Muammar Gaddafi, and its southern borders with Chad, Niger, and Sudan have become notorious for people trafficking and smuggling. Thousands of people cross them every year in an attempt to reach the Mediterranean coast and ultimately Europe, but many die en route, including the harsh Sahara Desert. And yesterday, or the day before yesterday, yesterday I spoke about it, but the day before yesterday I posted that video that has gone viral, that has now reached the doors or the desks of the UN, who have said that they're going to investigate that case. And it's quite sad But the thing is, if our leaders will sit up, if our leaders will do what they've been elected to do, to see to protect the public purse and make sure the laws and everything is put together nicely for people to be able to go about their duties and make ends meet for themselves, I don't think any of our youth will want to travel that way to go and meet their untimely death. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. We've got another 13 minutes to bring the program to a close by looking at some world stories making their rounds. Well, Putin still wants to take most of Ukraine. Why? Does he want to use it as a buffer zone? Well, the Russian President Vladimir Putin still wants to capture most of Ukraine, U.S. intelligence agencies believe. Now, Moscow's troops have been so weakened by combat. However, the U.S. official assesses they are only capable of making slow territorial gains. It means the war could last for a long time. Director of National Intelligence Avril Haines said in March Moscow refocused its efforts on seizing Ukraine's Donbas area after failing to take Kyiv and other cities. Now, Mr. Putin still has the same goals as the one he held at the start of the conflict. The U.S. top intelligence officer, Ms. Haines, said to take most of Ukraine, but she says Russia is unlikely to achieve that goal anytime soon. Now, we perceive a disconnect between Putin's near-term military objectives in this area and his military capacity, a kind of mismatch between his ambitions and what the military is able to accomplish, she told a U.S. Commerce Department conference. Now, since failing to achieve its initial goal of capturing Kyiv, Russia has focused on seizing territory in the eastern Donbas region, a large industrial area where Mr. Putin falsely claims Ukraine has carried out a genocide against Russia or Russian speakers. Russian forces have made gains there, recently taking control of the city of Severodonetsk, but progress has been slow and Ukrainian forces have put up strong resistance. But in every case, we hear they put out strong resistance, Russians come in after they've killed most of them, and then they give up or they just flee the particular location. Now, to what end? We had stories coming through where the Prime Minister of the UK has now pledged another £1 billion in support of them. So what is going to happen? Well, it is all Starr Radio UK. Now, China Z in Hong Kong for handover anniversary. The Chinese President Xi Jinping has arrived in Hong Kong to mark 25 years since the former British colony returned to Beijing's rule. It is his first visit outside mainland China since the start of the pandemic nearly 2.5 years ago. He said Hong Kong had risen from the ashes after a series of challenges. Now, China took control over the territory after pro-democracy protests in 2019 to 2020 and has been accused by critics of crushing Hong Kong's freedom. Now, Mr. Xi, who traveled by high-speed train, was greeted at the station by peoples waving flags of China and Hong Kong. Security is tight around the convention center, hosting events with roads closed and no fly zone overhead. No details of the president's itinerary have been made public. Are they scared? What are they scared of? Whoa. All right then. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, a couple of other stories in the world, other part of the world, and then we will be touching on the UK and then run up the program. As I said, we're going to be finishing the program at 12:30 instead of the 1 o'clock for technical upgrades to take place. Now, Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has been sworn in as the Philippines president in a ceremony in Manila, succeeding the outgoing leader Rodrigo Duterte. His inauguration marks a stunning comeback for the Marcos political dynasty, which was ousted after a popular revolt in 1986. Now, Mr. Marcos Jr., nicknamed Bong Bong, won an election in a landslide last month. Now, Sarah Duterte, the daughter of the outgoing president, is being sworn in as vice president. Whoa, you got my drift? Aha, yes. Okay, now Mr. Marcos Jr. took his oath of office at midday local time, that is 4 hours GMT, in a colorful ceremony at the National Museum. Now, flanked by his wife and 3 sons, he waved and smiled while observing a parade that featured an aerial display of jet fighters, a march past of Philippines, various uniformed personnel. In his first speech as president, he thanked the crowd for delivering what he described as the biggest electoral mandate in the history of Philippine democracy. The 64-year-old leader is inheriting a country still on the road to recovery from years of long pandemic and an economic outlook clouded by skyrocketing inflation and rising debt. Now, critics say his sweeping promises to boost jobs and tackle rising prices have seen little discussion on actual policy reform. Now, some are also looking at Mr. Marcos Jr. to rehabilitate the country's image in the wake of Mr. Duterte's term, which has been characterized by a bloody war on drug policies and tightening grip on press freedom. The inauguration comes just a few days after the Supreme Court in Manila ruled that conviction for tax evasion did not disqualify the new president from taking office. It also follows the announcement on Wednesday from a Philippines regulator that it was standing by its decision to shut down investigative news site Rappler, one of the few media outlets in the Philippines that is critical of the previous government. Well, so shutting it down. Well, it is all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 12:24. Just touching on one story. The other story that was making the rounds there in other parts of the world was one pertaining to the Texas suspected the Texas tragedy that saw 53 people who were killed who died because of heat in a truck. Well, the driver has been charged. Okay, we'll bring you more on that tomorrow. And then one story again: Israel to get new prime minister as Netanyahu targets comeback. Yair Lapid will take over until polls in November, with Benjamin Netanyahu aiming to return to power. You know, I say it all the time. I say the country, if you want the whole world, the country that conducts election the most is Israel. When they sleep and this somebody just sneezes, election, then they'll go have another election, then get this one up and bring somebody, and you can come as many times as you want, you know. Well, it is Starr Radio UK. Okay, one important story: 6 police forces in England placed in special measures. Why? Now, 6 police forces in England are under special measures. Her Majesty's Inspectorate of Constabulary and Fire and Rescue Services said the Metropolitan Police, the UK's largest police force, was placed under special measures this week after a series of failures. The watchdog said there are now 6 police forces in special measures. The forces are the Met, Greater Manchester, Cleveland, Gloucestershire, Staffordshire, and Wiltshire. Now, inspectors have raised systemic concerns about the Met, including its substandard response to emergency calls, barely adequate crime recording, and a backlog of child abuse referrals. A watchdog letter to the Met said failures have been exacerbated by the number of young and inexperienced recruits brought in as part of the national drive to replace thousands of officers cut during austerity measures. The Matpar from the HMICFRS wrote to acting Met Commissioner Sir Stephen House, saying the organization has had substantial and persistent concerns about the force for a considerable time. This included the findings of a damning report in March, which said that the force approach to tackling corruption was fundamentally flawed and not fit for purpose. Now, Wisha Police was the latest to confirm it will move into special measures. PCC Philip Wilkinson said that a report into the force is due to be released next week and will show the change. Well, this coming your way from Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 27. That is 12:27. We're going to be running the program up pretty soon. Well, you're talking about strikes. Well, another strike has erupted its ugly head. Let me put it that way. A long-running strike by river bus workers in part of Yorkshire is to be suspended, union officials have said. The industrial action, which began on the 6th of June, is set to end on Saturday while union members consider a new pay offer. Now, United Regional Officer Phil Bound said a river has come forward with an offer which our members will now be balloted, ballot on. Now, it was the offer. If the offer was rejected by members, then strike action will resume, Mr. Brown added. The suspension of strike action while the ballot was being carried out was an act of goodwill, he said. About 650 bus workers across Yorkshire walked out after rejecting an offer of 4% pay rise. What is inflation? Okay. Listeners, this is why I have to bring the program to a close for today. I promise you tomorrow we're going to be bringing you another edition of the morning show. This evening we'll be bringing you at 6 o'clock, BB Means Business, a repeat broadcast of what took place today. My apologies, on Tuesday, and then we'll be bringing you KB Bossman and Vicky Newton on the Property Hour. It's been me, Archie, and I say have a top of the day. Enjoy your afternoon, whatever you are, but don't you worry, I'm going to be bringing you lots of music and let's talk. When the song ends and you don't hear from me, it's been me, Archie. I say bye bye for now.
This is Starr Radio UK.
About a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.
With the rising sun, 3 little birds.